A TBD Season 1 revelation is contradicted by young Sheldon's relationship with Mandy. Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Up caution. There will be Young Sheldon Season 6 spoilers. In both Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon is renowned for his rule-following to-a-fault mentality. However, one fact in Young Sheldon Season 6 Episode 1 contradicts Sheldon's admission of his connection with Penny in Season 1. As he frequently used rigid timetables and agreements to coexist peacefully with others in both sitcoms, Sheldon always found solace in routines, both in Young Sheldon and its CBS parent series. Both series make notable and frequent use of Sheldon's restroom routine as well as his roommate and relationship arrangements. Although it wasn't always the case in TBD, they always allowed Sheldon to avoid ambiguity. Sheldon went out of his way to discover a definition of the relationship that connected Mandy to him and Missy in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 1. He used the term nibblingo because he wanted to find the appropriate nomenclature before he could keep hanging out with Mandy. Though Sheldon was portrayed as a stickler for norms and traditions in both Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, he wasn't always that way in social situations. Despite being friendly with Penny, Sheldon never felt the need to specify their relationship throughout the many social events in Season 1 of The Big Bang Theory, where Leonard, Sheldon, and the others included Penny. The difficulty to define the relationship between Missy and him and Mandy got Sheldon pondering, in addition to all the problems the community had with Mandy and Georgie's child, and their relationship not involving marriage in Young Sheldon Season 6 that affected the Coopers. Not only did Sheldon's invention of nibblingo offer comic relief in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 1, but it also served as a clear example of Sheldon's needs. Sheldon was in a difficult position to identify because Mandy and Georgie's decision to raise their child together without dating defied the norms that could have helped Sheldon describe their familiar rapports. Although Sheldon's need to explain his relationship with Mandy made perfect sense given his preference for order, this wasn't how he consistently categorized his social relationships with other people. In fact, Sheldon, Leonard, Raj, and Howard frequently invited Penny to their gatherings, and even attended the parties Penny threw during Season 1 of The Big Bang Theory. In addition to the fact that Penny and Sheldon never took the time to discuss their relationship, Sheldon was equally perplexed by Penny's assumption about social norms and their friendship when she casually asked him to keep her secret from Leonard in The Big Bang Theory Season 2, Episode 1. Sheldon never even thought of Penny as his friend until The Big Bang Theory Season 2, Episode 1, even though Penny asked him for guidance on how to date Leonard and Leonard did the same for Penny, demonstrating how both of them acted as friends with Sheldon. Penny frequently treated Sheldon with the same compassion. However, Sheldon never took the time to define them as more than acquaintances. Instead, he simply accepted Penny's concept of friendship. Thus, it is completely inconsistent with how Sheldon and Penny became friends on The Big Bang Theory for him to obsess over his relationship with Mandy in Young Sheldon's relationship with Mandy contradicts a TBD Season 1 reveal. Here's why you won't believe it. In the world of The Big Bang Theory, fans were introduced to a variety of quirky relationships, each more unpredictable than the last. One relationship, however, has left fans scratching their heads, and it's all because of Young Sheldon. That's right, Young Sheldon, the prequel to the beloved sitcom, has introduced a new dynamic that seems to completely contradict a reveal made in The Big Bang Theory Season 1. Now, if you've been following both shows, you probably know that Young Sheldon offers a glimpse into Sheldon Cooper's early life. And while it's mostly been about his family, his scientific genius, and his awkward social interactions, there's one relationship that's raising eyebrows, and it's all about Sheldon's romantic life. Let's rewind a bit. Sheldon Cooper, the character we all know and love, has always been known for his peculiar nature and lack of interest in romance. In The Big Bang Theory, TBDT, we're introduced to his eventual relationship with Amy Farrah Fowler, which becomes one of the central arcs of the show. However, in Season 1 of TBDT, there's a clear and deliberate statement made by Sheldon about his romantic future. He has no interest in dating or having a romantic relationship. This declaration seems pretty firm. Sheldon is just not wired for love, at least not in the way that most people experience it. But now, with young Sheldon adding some surprising new details to Sheldon's backstory, a major contradiction is emerging, leaving fans completely confused. The bombshell? The reveal in young Sheldon that changes everything. In a shocking twist in young Sheldon, we learn that Sheldon actually had a romantic connection with Mandy, a character introduced as a love interest for Sheldon during his teenage years. For fans of The Big Bang Theory, this is nothing short of a revelation. In TBDT, Sheldon was presented as being largely uninterested in romance, with his most intimate connection being his friendship-turned-relationship with Amy. But in young Sheldon, we now see Sheldon not only forming a relationship with someone, but also being emotionally involved in a way that contradicts his older self's stance on relationships. This bombshell revelation raises several important questions. Was Sheldon's complete lack of interest in romantic relationships in The Big Bang Theory a result of his growth and maturity, or was it merely a part of his character arc that wasn't properly explored in the prequel series? More importantly, how could Sheldon, in his younger years, develop such a relationship, only to later declare it as something he never wanted? It's a contradiction that cannot be ignored. The timeline. What does this mean for Sheldon's development? To truly understand the weight of this contradiction, we need to examine the timeline between young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory. In young Sheldon, we're introduced to a teenage Sheldon who is beginning to grapple with emotions and social interactions in a new way. His relationship with Mandy seems like a natural part of his teenage development. He's trying to understand the complexities of human relationships, something that would fit perfectly with a younger Sheldon who might be open to exploring such territory. However, the Sheldon we meet in The Big Bang Theory is a completely different person. By the time we see him in TBDT, he is dismissive of any romantic notions, even making it clear that he believes love is unnecessary and illogical. His character arc throughout TBDT suggests that he becomes more comfortable with emotions and relationships over time, but the initial lack of interest in romance is something that defines him early on in the series. So how do we reconcile the Sheldon of young Sheldon, who had a romantic fling with Mandy, with the Sheldon of TBD, who explicitly states that he doesn't see the point of dating or relationships? Was his disinterest in relationships a result of his childhood experiences, or did something else cause him to completely abandon any desire for a romantic life as he got older? Fans react. Is this a mistake or just an overlooked detail? Naturally, fans of both young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory have been quick to point out the glaring contradiction. Some argue that it's a mistake, perhaps an oversight by the writers who didn't consider the implications of Sheldon's previous experiences when they crafted his TBDT persona. Others, however, believe that this discrepancy is actually intentional, and that it's meant to highlight Sheldon's personal growth over the years. After all, Sheldon is nothing if not a complex character, and his development from a young, curious boy to the socially awkward adult we know in TBD could be filled with unexpected emotional shifts. For a deeper explanation, it's possible that future seasons of young Sheldon might provide more insight into how Sheldon's early experiences with Mandy shaped his attitude toward relationships in later life. Maybe he was hurt by his relationship with Mandy, or perhaps he simply outgrew the desire for romance. Regardless, fans will have to stay tuned to see how this storyline unfolds. Theories. Could there be a deeper reason for this contradiction? As with all things Sheldon Cooper, Fans have already come up with a few compelling theories that might explain this contradiction. One theory suggests that Sheldon's relationship with Mandy was a short-lived fling that didn't leave a lasting impression on him. In this case, the young Sheldon may have been more open to experimenting with emotions, but later shut them down after realizing how complex and unpredictable they could be. Another theory proposes that Sheldon's reaction to romance might be tied to his growing understanding of his own neurodivergence. As he matures and learns more about himself, he might come to believe that he is simply not built for romantic relationships, as he perceives them to be illogical or unnecessarily complicated. Yet another possibility is that Sheldon's relationship with Mandy was a pivotal moment in his life, one that he later chose to downplay or forget in order to avoid the emotional turmoil that comes with relationships. This would align with Sheldon's tendency to suppress certain memories or experiences that don't fit his idealized worldview. The bottom line, what this means for Sheldon's legacy. At the end of the day, the relationship between young Sheldon and Mandy opens up a whole new dimension to Sheldon's character that fans weren't expecting. While this contradiction has left many questioning the continuity between young Sheldon and the Big Bang Theory, it also highlights one of the most fascinating aspects of Sheldon's development: his ability to grow, change, and evolve in ways that surprise even his most loyal fans. Whether this contradiction is an intentional part of Sheldon's complex character arc or a simple oversight, it serves as a reminder that the Big Bang Theory and young Sheldon are two sides of the same coin, offering fans a deeper look at a character who will forever remain one of television's most iconic figures. So what do you think? Does this contradiction in Sheldon's romantic history make you rethink his character, or is it just another quirk in the long list of things that make Sheldon, well, Sheldon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.